Research Break on KXLM, your leading source of research news in the Twin Cities. With Emily Wilson, Jenna Washneski, Trudy Saxelby, and Willow Rogers.
Good evening, and thanks for tuning in to Research Break. For tonight's top story, let's turn to Jenna.
People with MS experience clinical depression more often than people without MS, and also more often than people with other chronic disabling conditions. And a recent study suggests that there may actually be some biological basis for certain forms of depression in MS. A team at UCLA, funded by the National MS Society, found evidence that depression is linked to brain volume loss in an area of the brain called the hippocampus. Tissue loss in this area was also linked with abnormal secretions of the stress-related hormone cortisol. Experts say more research is needed to determine a potential cause and effect relationship, but this study presents an important clue to the source of some of the depression experienced by people with MS. The results also hint that this shrinkage may be reversible with effective treatment of depression. If the team's findings are confirmed, it may lead to future therapies that specifically target this cause of depression in people with MS.
Well, that's pretty exciting news, Jenna. Depression is a symptom that can interfere greatly with a person's quality of life. Mm-hmm. So it's really good to hear that scientists are making progress in this area.
Yes, absolutely, Emily.
Well, now for some really gross but really exciting news and research. As we speak, at least 2 clinical trials are underway to test the idea that infection with intestinal parasites may reduce immune attacks in MS. This idea relates to the hygiene hypothesis. This hypothesis states that MS is less common in underdeveloped regions because of early exposure to infectious agents that may stimulate the immune response in a way that offsets the attack on the brain and spinal cord.
Interesting. How are researchers testing this hygiene hypothesis?
Good question. Studies in MS-like disease in lab rodents and preliminary clinical trials in Crohn's disease, which is another autoimmune disease, as you know, suggest that drinking a concoction containing eggs from parasitic worms might alter immune attacks and improve these conditions. Based on these and other studies, a team at the University of Wisconsin-Madison are conducting a small study using the eggs of a harmless parasitic worm to determine whether the treatment can reduce relapses in people with relapsing MS.
Wow, that's gross. So what do the study participants need to do?
That would be my first question to you, Jenna. In the first phase, 5 participants who were not on MS treatments were given drinks of a solution containing tiny parasitic eggs for 3 months. Ugh. The eggs hatch and mature inside the body, reaching about the size of an eyelash. When they reach the large intestine, the larvae interact with the immune system and are then killed.
How do they know if this is effective?
Well, MRI scans were taken to determine increases in MS disease activity. There was some indication of a benefit on MRI activity, although no conclusions can be drawn from such a small study. There are a couple other similar studies that are underway. These cutting-edge trials should provide important information as to whether this unique approach has the potential to benefit people with MS.
Well, we'll stay on top of this one for sure. It kind of makes me want to check my coffee before I take a swig in the morning. I don't know. And, maybe we could use this as a premise for a horror film.
That is a really great idea. Let's do it. Well, thanks for joining us, everyone. That wraps up tonight's edition of
Research Break.